Joining us to discuss this, Juliet Bell, president of the University of Maryland, Eastern Shore, Rick Galat, president of Grambling State University, and Kent J. Smith, president of Langston University, Oklahoma. Folks, how you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning.
First of all, how long was the meeting?
Well, we were at the executive building and in the Oval Office for total probably a couple of hours. Actually, in the Oval Office, 10, 15 minutes.
And the assessment of that, so what was actually discussed? Was an opportunity to actually dialogue with Trump?
Not directly with the president. That was more of a meet and greet, and then we had more of a dialogue with the Vice President, Pence.
Would you have preferred to actually have a discussion with the president as opposed to only step into the Oval Office for a photo?
Well, I think the opportunity to see the president face to face and to hear what he had to say in regard to his commitment to HBCUs was very important. So I think there will be time for future dialogue.
And did they commit to that future dialogue directly with the president?
Yeah, and prior to going into the Oval Office, we also had the opportunity to meet with his chief of staff, was in there, a number of his other top...
Previous was Steve Bannon, his chief strategist, there.
Yes.
Yes.
And Kellyanne Conway was in there. So, I mean, they were all in there, and the message was consistent that they are interested, this president is interested in a meaningful partnership with HBCUs. And so, again, each one after another, expressed the president's desire to have a meaningful partnership with HBCUs. So we're certainly encouraged by that consistent messaging.
In his Black History Month statement about HBCUs, he took a shot at President Obama, saying that President Barack Obama essentially ignored HBCUs and their concerns.
Well, I personally do not share that view. I certainly believe President Obama, in some ways, was helpful to HBCUs, and I'll tell you, as a university president, there's always more that can be done. But I would not certainly have the view that President Obama did very little or nothing for HBCUs.
You know,
I think there's always an opportunity for improvement, and I see this as an opportunity for the university presidents to be at the table at the beginning of the discussion to express what our interests and concerns are.
I agree.
Well, and Roland, you met Michael Meadows, my SGA president, last week at Grambling. They were interested in me being here to represent their interests, not to look at what may or may not have happened in the previous administration. The students at Grambling, our alumni association, our faculty senate, all encouraged me to be here, to be in the room and a part of this conversation. And I think I can, say that the other fellow presidents are the same way, that you can't have an impact unless you are in the room. So at least we're encouraged that this opportunity has come about.
He will sign an executive order today. Any idea what's going to actually be in that executive order?
Well, certainly the expectations have been set, and certainly Johnny Taylor with the Thurgood Marshall College Fund has done a tremendous job of creating this opportunity. So the expectations for increases in year-round Pell Grant, infrastructure investments, all those things that are critical to our mission have been expressed as expectations, and certainly we feel very optimistic of what that might look like.
Did Vice President Pence make any commitment when it came to the Parent Plus loan?
He did not make any no. Directly.
Did anyone challenge him or ask him about that?
Not directly to him, but we did with all the rest of the cabinet that was there. That is a request that we have collectively as HBCU presidents to not only increase the Pell Grant dollar amounts, but to move back toward year-round Pell Grants. When you look at our constituency, over 75% of HBCU students receive the Pell Grant in some shape or form, and so that's an important issue for us.
And now, what did they say in regards to that?
They seem to be receptive. Now, I would say we're cautiously optimistic, and the devil is going to be in the details, and we'll see what comes our way.
So you have other meetings as well. So what are you hoping to get across to Republican lawmakers and Democratic lawmakers? Because at the end of the day, Congress will determine the budget.
That's right.
Absolutely. And I think one of the interests that I have is to ensure that the Republican Congress recognizes the importance of HBCUs, not only to the Black community, but to the nation as a whole, and the contributions that we've made and the value proposition that the institutions bring.
And from a political standpoint, if items are included in the executive budget that then goes to Congress, you certainly have a much greater chance of seeing some of these things funded, with it being in the executive budget of a Republican president and Republican House and Senate. So certainly my Congressman, Ralph Abraham, is very supportive of Grambling State University and has expressed his interest in moving our agenda forward as well. So we're encouraged by at least that level of support.
All right, then we'll certainly appreciate it. Thanks a bunch, and we'll see what happens with this executive order and what the details are.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
All right, folks.